We're all surrounded by these huge, complex systems that just feel, well, broken, whether it's in agriculture, healthcare, or education. But what if there was a universal blueprint to fix them? Well, today we're going to look at an incredibly powerful framework that does exactly that. And it all starts with a single grain of rice. So, to really get this blueprint, we're not going to start with some complicated theory. No, instead, we're going to follow the surprisingly difficult journey of a tiny little rice seed in the Philippines. I mean, it sounds pretty simple, right? A farmer plants a seed, it grows, gets harvested, and then somehow it ends up in a store. But the reality of that journey, well, it shines a light on a fundamental problem that's keeping millions of small farmers from ever getting ahead. And this broken path, it means that crops lose their value after they're harvested, farmers lose out on income they desperately need, and the whole system just kind of sputters along. It's a classic case of a value chain with a bunch of missing links, and it's exactly the kind of problem our blueprint is designed to solve. Okay, so let's dive into the solution here. In the Philippines, a model called AgriTrio took on this broken path by creating 3 separate but totally interconnected companies. Each one mastered one part of that journey, so let's meet the players. First up, you've got FarmGoost. They handle the upstream part of the chain. Think of them as the enabler. They're the ones giving farmers the modern tools, the better seeds, and the financial help they need to produce a really high-quality harvest and to do it efficiently. This is ground zero. Next, holding down the midstream is GrainCorp. Now, these guys are the guardians of quality. As soon as that rice is harvested, GrainCorp swoops in to properly dry it, store it, and grade it. This step is so critical because it prevents waste and makes sure all that value created on the farm isn't just lost. And finally, bringing it all home, we have Trio Gold, the downstream connector. They take that top-quality grain from GrainCorp, they mill it, package it up, and create the brands that get it onto store shelves and ultimately into our hands. They literally close the loop from the farm right to the table. All right, so building a seamless system like this, it takes some serious planning and, you guessed it, investment. What does it actually cost to get each of these streams up and running? Let's take a look at the numbers. First, the upstream. FarmBoost's investment, about 58 to 78 million pesos, goes right into things you can touch: tractors, harvesters, and the training needed to empower farmers on the ground. Now, check out the midstream. At 105 to 145 million pesos, GrainCorp needs the biggest chunk of change. And that makes total sense, right? Because this is the most capital-intensive part. You're building the heavy-duty infrastructure, the warehouses and drying facilities that become the backbone of the whole system. And finally, that downstream investment for Trio Gold is somewhere between 77 and 107 million pesos. That money funds the milling and packaging lines, plus all the marketing you need to turn raw grain into actual revenue. So when you put it all together like this, you can see the whole system at a glance. It's beautiful, really. Each stream has its own unique job, a different price tag, and it serves different people. FarmBoost saves costs for farmers. GrainCorp protects quality for the co-ops. And Trio Gold drives sales for the buyers. They're all absolutely essential pieces of the exact same puzzle. And this quote really gets to the heart of the entire strategy. The magic of the AgriTrio model wasn't just about rice. It was about applying a deep strategic principle. First, you map out the entire system, and then you build the specific businesses you need to fix it. Okay, so let's zoom out, because this builds into something so much bigger. The AgriTrio model isn't just a one-off solution. It's actually the first real-world application of a powerful, universal blueprint for designing systems. And here it is, the Tri-Stream Venture architecture. This is the master plan. It's a framework that lets anyone, founders, governments, innovators, you name it, look at any broken system, map its value chain into these 3 streams, and then design the specific ventures needed to make it all work. And it's all guided by these 5 really elegant principles. It coordinates everything from top to bottom, it maps out all the stakeholders so everyone knows their role, and it uses a modular design so you can optimize each piece on its own. The whole system is strategically aligned, and crucially, it's built to scale from a tiny pilot all the way to a national program. So, here's the most important point. This blueprint has nothing to do with any specific industry. Its real power is in its adaptability. This is not just about race or even about agriculture. Let's see how it applies to pretty much everything else. Think about healthcare. The upstream could be community health workers doing preventative care. The midstream could be telehealth platforms for getting a diagnosis. And the downstream, e-pharmacies delivering medicine right to your door. A seamless path from wellness to treatment. Or how about education? Upstream is all about finding and onboarding learners. Midstream is delivering high-quality courses and content. And downstream is connecting those newly skilled graduates with actual jobs. It connects learning directly to opportunity. You could even apply this to huge civic challenges like waste management. Upstream is organized collection. Midstream is the sorting and recycling facilities, and downstream is creating brand new products from those recycled materials, building a true circular economy. Even in the crazy, fast-moving world of tech, the logic is solid. Upstream is the research, the brainstorming. Midstream is the actual coding and platform development. And downstream is all about marketing, sales, and getting users on board. I mean, this framework really gives us a fundamentally new way to think about building solutions. So let's wrap up with the big takeaway from all this. Here it is. Here's the playbook. Find a real problem. Don't just put a bandage on it. Map the entire system from beginning to end, break it down into its core streams, and then design specific, focused solutions for each one. This method works for almost any industry you can possibly imagine. And that leaves us with a really powerful final thought. The tri-stream architecture, it isn't just a tool for CEOs or policymakers. It's a new way of seeing the world. It empowers all of us to look at the broken systems all around us and ask a really exciting question. If I had the blueprint, what would I fix first?